Welcome back, TCG Squad. It is time for more Star Wars Unlimited spoilers. This week, we're going to start off with a handful of spoilers. There's actually around 20-something spoilers spoiled during week 2 of Spoiler Week. I'm going to go ahead and split that out in 3 different videos. So let's go ahead and get started. First up, we have Padme Amidala. On the leader side, it has Coordinate, Action, Pay 1 Resource, search the top 3 cards of your deck for a Republic card, reveal it, and draw it. Epic Action, if you control 5 or more resources, deploy this leader. The leader unit side, Padme Amidala is a 2/7. It has Restore 1, and it says Coordinate. On attack, search the top 3 cards from your deck for a Republic card, reveal it, and draw it. Padme is obviously a command heroism leader. What do I think? I actually think Padme is actually pretty good. I think this is the first leader in the game that actually allows you to have constant cycling through your deck so that you can draw a card and kind of stay ahead. You do have to pay 1 resource, but I think draw is really important in a lot of games. And this might be the first deck where you can consistently draw extra card every turn. In terms of the Coordinate, again, remember you have to have 3 or more units on the board. Sometimes it's going to be very difficult getting Coordinate if at the very beginning. Obviously, this is going to be something where you want to try to flood out the board as fast as you can so you can have that Coordinate ability, and make sure you do it right away so you don't lose units or even at the end of the turn. But typically at the start of your turns, that's when you typically have the most units, since you go action, 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 right? For the most part, it's a conditional draw, but I think depending as if we start seeing more cards that are helping build the board state faster, like create clone trooper tokens, etc., I think you'll be able to pull off Coordinate quite easily with Padme. On the leader unit side, it's a 2/7. I mean, it's a 7. It's a big defense for 5 resources. Restore 1 is always good. I think Restore 1 is very good in the game. And then again, it's just the Coordinate. When she attacks, you give the option to help filter through your deck, get the cards you might need for that moment. All in all, I think Padme is actually a really good card. I'm interested in seeing how she might even work in a limited environment. Next up, we have Rush Clovis. This is a 4-cost ground unit. Its aspects are cunning and villainy. It is a 3/5. It has raid 2, and it says on attack, if the defending player controls no ready resources, create a battle droid token. Right off the rip, I actually like Rush Clovis. At a 4 cost, I typically expect to see 4/4 in stats, but this is actually a little bit less. It has 3 attack, but it's making up by having 1 more in defense. But what really makes it shine is raid 2. That means now when you attack, you're a 5/5, and then on attack, if your opponent has no ready resources, you're creating battle droid tokens, right? And a battle droid token is a 1/1 token. So I think this card is very good, especially if you're going to be going villainy and you really want to use that exploit mechanic. You definitely want to be creating battle droid tokens. And Rush Clovis is a rare, so I think he will be seeing some play, in my opinion, in the next set. He's very good. He's solid. Next up, we have Unspoken Representative. This is a 2-cost ground unit. His aspects are vigilance and heroism. It has a 0 attack and 3 defense. It says, while you control another Republic unit, this unit gains Sentinel. When defeated, create a clone trooper token. For a true drop, I guess if you don't have anything else to add in your deck, it's okay. 03. You have to have another Republic unit. That's the problem where it says in order for it to gain Sentinel, and it does no damage. So even if you drop and get the Sentinel, your opponent has to go in and it's a free kill. You don't even get to trade. Sure, you get to create a clone trooper token that's a 2/2, but all in all, for a 2 cost, I'd rather get a 2/2 or a 1/3 unit that has maybe Sentinel and then play this. I don't think this is a good card at all. Next up, we have On Top of Things. This is a 2-cost upgrade. Its aspect is cunning. It says, when played, attached unit can't be attacked this phase unless it has Sentinel. You get +2 attack, +0 defense, and it's a trick. For 2 to get a 2 damage, I think that's all right. I guess it's in line with like Arms to the Teeth. Armed to the Teeth is a little bit better though, right? Because it gives it +2 plus another unit +2. This just gives it +2 and then it doesn't let you to get attack. I think this is an interesting card. This might be interesting to see if you're running like a Savage who could come out ready, and then you can pop this upgrade on him so it can't get attacked. I think that might be cool. If you're looking like going down the aggro down route, this might be a good way to actually buff up a character and put some damage on the board and then not have it get killed. Dr. Evazan, they said there's a way they can kill him. You can put this on him and he's not going to die that round, maybe until you can get your McClunky to bounce him back, right? There's multiple ways you can use this card, I guess. I have no complaints. It's an uncommon too, so I definitely think I'll probably be slotting this just to try out some of my cunning decks. Next up, we have the OOM Series Officer. This is a 2-cost ground unit. Its aspects are aggression and villainy. It's a 2/1, and it says when defeated, deal 2 damage to a base. I'll tell you this right now. These are the type of cards that I like. This is a very straightforward card. It's going to do 2 damage, has 1 defense. He's probably going to die after turn 2, but guess what? He's going to be able to attack, do 2 damage, then he's going to probably die, and then he's going to do 2 damage if your opponent attacks him. Or let's say you have a card that you want to exploit to reduce the cost, so you can go pay for it on your 3 resource cost. Now you exploit this guy after you did damage. Now you can play that 3 cost resource card instead of 5. And then guess what? Because he gets defeated because of the mechanic on exploit, it does 2 damage to the base. I love this card. For the type of card that I'm looking for, as mentioned in the last video, for a double red Darth Maul deck, I would slot these guys in there because now I can give this card Overwhelm and just swing in if they have like a 1 health defense, and I get to do 1 damage onto the base plus 2 from the when defeated. I like this card. It's just very simple, but these are the type of cards I like. Next up, we have the Confederate Courier. This is a 2-cost space unit. Its aspects are command and villainy. It's a 2/1. It says when defeated, create a battle droid token. Green has a simple ship. It's a 2/1 ship. And guess what? When you defeat it, you create a battle droid token. Very similar to the other card. The only difference is that the other card does base damage. This creates a droid token. Again, this is the type of card you want to play at the beginning and maintain it. So when you're ready to bring out your exploit units, you can attack with this and then play your exploit. And then now you create a battle droid token. Now you have another body that you can destroy with for upcoming rounds with exploit. I really like the exploit mechanic. I think is a lot better than coordinate. So I'm actually think this is a great card. It's a common card. I definitely think you'll be seeing some play any kind of decks that are trying to create those tokens. Next up, we have Captain Typho. This is a 3-cost ground unit. Its aspects are vigilance and heroism. It is a 2/4. It says when played and on attack, give a unit Sentinel for this phase. For 2/4, I usually want to see around, for 3 costs, I want to see a 3/3, but it has slightly less defense, but it's making it up with a little bit more defense. When you play it for 3 resources, you can give something Sentinel. You can give any other unit Sentinel, or you can give that unit, Captain Typho Sentinel, because it says give a unit, and he is a unit. And then when you attack, so this is actually a really good way to help get Sentinel on your characters, to help protect your life, to help you set up your board. And then remember, if you're playing Obi-Wan Kenobi, remember you can heal and then ping. So this is a great way to have that Sentinel and help preserve your life while you're trying to get to ramp up to your resources or get to the cards that you need to play that can make a bigger difference in the game. Captain Typho, I think is an okay card. I have no complaints for that. Next up, we have Calculating Manga Guard. This is a 3-cost ground unit. Its aspects are vigilance and villainy. It is a 3/4, and it says when played and when a friendly unit is defeated, this unit gains Sentinel. This is an uncommon card. Honestly, I think this is very solid. Compared to Captain Typho, he was a 2/4, and this one's actually a 3/4 for a cost 3, so it has 3 power and a little bit more defense, and when you play it, it gets Sentinel, and when something dies, it gets Sentinel. And it says when a friendly unit is defeated, so that means if you even exploited something because it's technically defeated, you're going to get Sentinel on this guy. I think this unit's very good to keep getting Sentinel if you're using the exploit mechanic. Even if you're not using exploit, it's actually very solid, because if you think about the action of each phase, there's some type of combat damage is happening. Usually your opponent, to maintain the board state, they're trying to take your units out. Well, if they do die, well, now you can get Centon that's going to slow them down. Especially when you play it, you get Centon right away. I think this Separatist Droid card is very good. I do think this card will see play as a 3/4. And I think it's very, very cool. Next up, we have the 501st Liberator. This is a 3-cost ground unit. It's 3 attack and 3 defense. And it says, when played, if you control another Republic unit, you may heal 3 damage from a base. This is a common card. For 3 costs, here it is. I expect to see a 3/3, and that's exactly what I'm seeing. And then when you play this, if you do have another Republic unit, you get to heal 3 damage from a base. I think that's actually awesome. So if your first round, you started off with like a 2 resource cost unit, whether it's a 2/2, 2/3, or 3/2, you attack the base. Your opponent does the same thing to you, and they attacked you for 3 damage or 2 damage. Your next turn is going to be drop the 501st Liberator, and it's going to go ahead and heal 3 damage from your base that your opponent did. And now you're ahead because you have 2 or 3 less damage than your opponent. I think this is a pretty solid card for command. I have no complaints. Again, it's Republic. If you have Padme, this could be one of the cards you could potentially use her ability to fish out to help heal your base as well. So I see some synergies with Padme. I think it's very good. I have no complaints. It's a very solid card. Is it the best card? No, but it's a good card, yes. All right, guys, that is all the cards for week 2, part 1. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. If you really enjoyed it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I will be releasing tons of videos as spoilers are coming out. If you're new to the channel, again, I make content for Star Wars Unlimited, One Piece, Flesh and Blood, and Lorcana. And every once in a while, I'll sprinkle in some Dragon Ball and Union Arena. Next video, we're going to be releasing the second part of spoilers from week 2. And then following shortly after that, we'll be releasing part 3 of week 2 spoilers. I'll try to be pumping them out as fast as I can. Thank you for your time. Have a good day, guys.